Welcome, all you beautiful people who have migrated their way over here from a certain Heels YouTube channel. I know you're here because you'll feel appreciated. You're not here to be disrespected. You're not here to be talked to like that. You know who you are, Scott. Turning people off, yelling at people, calling them names. Your day will come. But until then, they're going to join me, the babyface of the tube, for New Things Day. Comics, books, and a vinyl. And the vinyl isn't new today. It's not new this week. I'm just going to start throwing in the vinyl that I'm listening to today out of that huge collection that I bought a while ago. I think I talked about it. The guy had 500, I think the total final count was 517. I bought them all from him at a very, very good price. And it's all old R&B soul stuff, some funk stuff, some blues stuff. And today's vinyl is Maxine Brown's Greatest Hits from Wand. And I know absolutely nothing about Maxine Brown or her greatest hits. A lot of these sleeves are actually in very rough shape, but the records themselves are in incredibly crisp, clean, nice shape, which I was very impressed with. Whoever had this last really liked Since I Found You, One Step at a Time, Ask Me, and Anything for a Laugh, because they're checked on the back here. So, after I get off of here, I will throw this on the turntable. I just start playing this during the video. Kind of some entrance music, you know, over all the adoring fans cheering. This is actually, I have a live studio audience. It's actually right behind the camera. There's a live studio audience here. I just am not funny. That's why they don't laugh. Comics first? Actually, no, it'd be comics second because the vinyl... Well, the vinyl's going to be... Luke Cage number 2. Mighty Thor number 20. What the hell's going on with my camera today? It's doing something fucking bad. Ultimates 2 number 8. Super Sons number 5. Trinity number 10. Batman number 25. America number 4. Man-Thing number 5. Royals number 4. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 16. See that fast movement, Scott? That's how fast I snatch away your former fans. People who used to like you, think you were the babyface. Your heel turn isn't working out, is it, Scott? No, it's not. I don't see any gold around your waist. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, number 1. Green Lanterns, number 25. Archie, number 21. Cave Carson as a Cybernetic Guy, number 9. And lastly is my back issue. And expect more of these every week. Because this is basically, it's going to be Archie books from here on out, Archie back issues. This is Betty and Me, number 136. And fantastic cover here. 1 minute quiz. Which is the one sweet Betty refuses to give up on her diet? And Archie's on the cover. That is amazing. That's an amazing, amazing book. I love everything about it. And I can't wait to get more of these old Archie books. Alright, next, I'm going to go through a box of books. I'm just going to knock them all out. It's going to go pretty quick because not all of them are going to be the game played with them. Because some of them are in, like, plastic. And I imagine that's because they're first editions. I haven't taken them all out yet. And if I show a book and assume it's a first edition and you know differently, tell me. so I can take it out of the plastic and just put it on my shelf. Because these are going to stay in plastic until I read them. And yes, you heard me right, first editions deserve to be read. A book is there to be read. I don't care what edition it is, it needs to be read. This needs to be respected and appreciated. First up, Anne Rice, The Vampire Lestat, Book 2 of the Vampire Chronicles. Paperback. I think this might be the first paperback. I'm not sure about that. If not, I don't know why it's in this plastic. Next up is Clive Barker's Imagica. Huge hardback. I imagine this is a first edition. Not sure on that. Stephen King's Hearts in Atlantis, first edition. And I know a lot of these newer Stephen King books, first editions aren't that big of a deal because they had millions in print, but I will just state it. Avalon, The Return of King Arthur, a novel by Stephen Lawhead. And there is no plastic on this one, so I will guess it. Cover price of $25. I'm going to say $2004. 2004 for Avalon. This is the first Avon Eos printing, September 1999. I was way off. Stephen King, Storm of the Century, an original screenplay, an ABC television event. Paperback. Cover price of $15. 2000. I'm going to go 2000. First Pocket Books trade paperback printing, February 1999. I think I see a pattern. I think I see a pattern. And that pattern's going to be gone with this. I don't want to... This is Stephen King, The Dark Half. I don't know if it's a first edition. In order to check, I'm going to have to look at the year. Well, I don't know the year this came out, but it might say first edition or have the numbers there. So, I'm going to guess 1996? I don't know when The Dark Half came out. I don't think I ever read The Dark Half. 1996, I said? This is actually 1989. And this is... I'm going to say this is the first printing. First edition. I'm going to say, I don't see anything telling me otherwise. It says it's copyright 89, first published in 89. It might not be first printing. I don't know. But, there you have it. It's not in the greatest shape anyway. Stephen King, The Dark Half. Next up is Dracula by Bram Stoker and Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Amazing, these two collected together. It's actually pretty great in a hardback form with this amazing Dracula cover, and the back cover is Frankenstein. Nice decal edge. Look at that. I don't... Oh, 1980... Wrong. 1983. I think it's earlier. It's probably 70s. Cover price $6.95. I'm going back. Cover price $6.95. 1975. And it is 1973. I'm really excited about that. I like those two were collected together. Robin Cook's Contagion. I've never read any Robin Cook, although I assume he's a doctor. Cover price $24.95. 99. Let's stick with the theme here. 99. And, of course, 95. Robin Cook's Contagion, 1995. Anne Rice, The Tale of the Body Thief. Paperback. It's in plastic. Maybe it's the first paperback printing of this. I'm not sure. These were somebody's collection. I assume that there's a reason. Maybe they were just their favorite book. I don't know. But like I said, most of these eventually will come out of the plastic and be placed on a shelf properly. Stephen King, Bag of Bones, hardback. I assume first edition. Stephen King, Pet Sematary, no Dust Jacket, and actually, it's cut for some reason. Somebody cut that. Weird. I don't know when Pet Sematary came out, to be honest with you. 1984? I honestly, I'm not sure. Seems a little early, right? This came 1983. Wow. And I see no mention of it there being a different printing, so this may be a first edition, but no Dust Jacket, and the page is cut for some reason. The Complete Stephen King Encyclopedia, the definitive guide to the works of America's Master of Horror by Stephen J. Spignest. I don't know. The cover price is $30 on this thing. When was he at the height of his popularity when this would have come out? 1995. Let's stick with 95. Published by Contemporary Books. This came out in 1991. 1991. The Complete Stephen King Encyclopedia. Alright, next up. The Complete Stephen King Encyclopedia. The definitive guide to the works of America's Master of Horror by Stephen J. Spignest. Let's see. When was he at his height of his popularity when this would have come out? 91? I think 91. 1991. Yeah, and no, I didn't put this down to pick up it. I have two of them. There were two of them in this collection. Why did a person need two of these? Stephen King, Desperation, which I've never read. I've never seen this cover either, and I like the cover a lot. I assume first edition, because it's in plastic. I kind of want to read this, though. I'm interested in it. Oh boy. I made a stack, and I did not make it right. I guess I could put these back in this box. The box. No, please, you definitely tune in to see my organization off camera. Next up is Stephen King Country by George Beam, the illustrated guide to the sights and sights, spelled two ways, clever, that inspired the modern master of horror, by the author of the Stephen King Companion. A cover price of $14.95. I don't know, 94. And 1999. And then lastly, Stephen King Country. The illustrated guide to the sights and sights, clever, that inspired the modern master of horror, by the author of the Stephen King Companion. Oh, by George Beam. Let's say 95. Nah, has to be later. 99? Let's go 99. 99! Awful jokes. Did it twice. That's how bad it was. Scott, welcome your fucking viewers back. They're gone. They bailed. They came, they checked in, they enjoyed it for a minute, and then I told a joke. My studio audience remained quiet, and they're gone again. So, your heel tactics forced them here, yet my babyface tactics weren't enough to keep them. What does that say about me as a babyface? Maybe it's time for a heel turn? Maybe it's time for a little wolf pack action? That's it. That's all I got. Fresh out. So, while I think about what I'm going to do with my life as a whole, love yourselves, love each other, and read goddamn Archie.